Yeah, welcome to another video. Today I want to give you my honest feedback and some criticism about the samurai, but I think this time we can actually keep the criticism very short or very limited because there is not much. I really love the samurai right now. I think this could be the best samurai we ever had, but I guess that for some people it might be a bit too simple, that might have loved the rotational drift stuff and you had to fix some rotational issues by yourself by keen thinking and keen preparation, especially by using Hagakure, for example. But yeah, I feel like right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just removed Hagakure from my bar because I don't need it anymore, because everything works smoothly, we don't have much problems anymore. But yeah, maybe I'm just too bad to think about something that just doesn't get my attraction and attention here. But yeah, so far there's some awesome changes, especially the best thing in my opinion right now straight off the bat in Endwalker is the enhanced Meikyo Shisui, making this 2 maximum charges. But on top of that, and that's I think the even bigger thing here, is that it also now grants the successful finisher values and buffs that you would normally apply through Shifu or Jinpu, which you don't have to do anymore. You can just use Meikyo Shisui and directly start with Kasha and your Gecko, get your Sen coins and also get the buffs applied, which is top notch and phenomenal, especially for when you're doing clan hunts or if you're doing any overworld stuff that requires you to do some quick damage, or you have add phases in certain boss encounters or in dungeons. You can really quickly get back to the level where your Meikyo Shisui normally would have to be delayed or anything like that. This of course also plays perfectly into the system that now your AoE attacks also get the buff applied that you normally would only get from Jinpu and Shifu. This time it's not the case, you also get this from AoE attacks. So you can have a very solid AoE damage and a very quick setup there, which I felt like always was a big issue of the samurai, that building up your rotation takes a long time and sometimes you can't do that properly, especially in AoE pools where enemies are dying very quickly, and other jobs where performing way better on that aspect. That definitely has changed. You can deal a lot of damage in AoE attacks and in AoE situations, especially with Ikishoten now proccing your Oginami Kiri and your Keshinami Kiri, that both deal a significant amount of damage in AoE situations. And of course, having 2 Tsubame-gaeshi stacks that you can use for Tenkai Goken now is amazing and deals a lot of damage in AoE scenarios. That mentioned, having 2 stacks of Tsubame-gaeshi is also another game-changing aspect, because this enhances your rotation so much and makes it so much more fluent now because of how you can handle it. That means you can keep back your charges, you can use the first one as soon as possible, which should always be the thing and that you should track in a rotation. But then you have flexibility all along. You can basically just keep that back and use that whenever you have the time to and whenever it fits into your rotation, and you don't have to stress down everything to your Midara proc lining up with Tsubame-gaeshi and not delaying it for basically any second in Shadowbringers, for example. So that's a big change here. Now you have 2 charges. The first needs to get rid of basically when you start the combat or as soon as possible with the help of Meikyo Shisui and Midara. But it also feels so good. It feels so much better. I don't know. I might not be a samurai main that has some problems with that, of how complexity is missing now. I'm Team Summoner, for example. I love the Summoner. It's super simple. It might get a slight buff to the complexity level, of course, but I would still prefer simplicity over something being clunky and not working out as it should be. And that's exactly how the samurai is working. I think the samurai is offering that extra edge of complexity compared to a summoner. So for me, it would be the perfect option when I'm walking into the melee roster and melee department. The only thing that keeps the samurai for being the best melee job out there is basically just the Reaper. Reaper is phenomenal. Reaper is just amazing. I have to admit that I like the AoE damage on the samurai a bit more maybe, but Reaper is looking better in basically everything else. The attacks look way more impactful now. I think some people have mentioned that the sound design on the samurai attacks is a bit lackluster and a bit falling behind, maybe a bit outdated compared to the competition. I don't think that's the case. I actually like the clinging sounds of blades and all that stuff happening. But I get the idea. It could be improved a bit. And yeah, sometimes attacks feel a bit too shallow and a bit too yeah, missing some impact. That definitely is all in on the Reaper, and Reaper is offering significantly better. But yeah, also gameplay-wise, Reaper feels very, very good. Reaper gives basically so much more rewards and doesn't have this sense system and Kenki system, but other systems that give you a better high point in your rotation, in my opinion, with, yeah, the Enshroud phase, of course. But yeah, it's different, so it might attract different types of people, and that's what I really like about Final Fantasy XIV. And I would say Samurai right now is the best Samurai we ever had. Also having Shoha 2 now, so that you can make use of these procs, meditation stacks inside of AoE rotations. I would still just only wish for the, yeah, your NP combo to be more impactful and to work actually, so that you're using Hisatsu Yaten, then use your NP, then Hisatsu Gyoten, and that might be an actual DPS increase, at least when you calculate in that, yeah, at that point you would have to dodge anyways, or at least would be on par with your normal rotation. That's still something I would wish for. I hope they will do that in the future, because it feels so satisfying to do. If you ever did that, Hisatsu Yaten, then throwing in NP, the enhanced version, and then go back with Hisatsu Gyoten, it's so cool. It's so cool. I would love to see this more emphasized on, and at least being on par with your other combos at least. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to your feedback. What do you think? Should they utilize Third Eye a bit more, for example? Because I think, yeah, it's just basically you spam this every time everything happens or something happens, get some Kenki by it, and get reduced damage. It's kind of simple. I like it more than the version we had in Shadowbringers or before that, but I still feel like it's a bit less cool than you know, the Reaper ability, which is basically the best defensive ability any melee job has right now. So I would love to see it move into that direction a bit more, and maybe why not giving Samurai something with this ability to also enhance the party? I mean, it should be fine. Samurai still doesn't have any offensive buff to the party, but this would at least grant him some defensive values, and yeah, it would still be the selfish DPS job paired with a Black Mage. I think Black Mage could also get something like this. I'm still actually wishing and hoping for a Black Mage raise. Like, Black Mage still missing the other supportive aspects that Summoner and Red Mage have, but raising would not be too bad. I mean, Necromancy, guys. That would make sense. It's not too far away, right? But yeah, that's another topic. I really like the Samurai. I really like the new design of Meikyo Shisui. I like that you have 2 stacks and charges for Tsubame-gaeshi. That makes the rotation so much more comfortable to do and to perform. And you don't... I feel like I don't have use for Hagakure anymore. I could easily just remove that from the hotbar, because I actually needed to. There's not any space anymore. Look at the hotbar. That's definitely one of the heavier, convoluted hotbars from any jobs right now, so that might be something they can improve, but I feel like 3 hotbars maxed out is the way to go, and is good to have. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm really excited to listen to your feedback, especially from those that play the Samurai on a totally different level than I do, and maybe main it and do that, yeah, even ultimate content with it. What do you think about the changes? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, like always, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful weekend still. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep loving Final Fantasy.